It was quite entertaining work at that particular time. So I said, you know what? I like this.
Shakur moved so well. He won every round, and he was just a step ahead with quickness and just with, just the plan himself. Plan coming in, and he did well. Congratulations to him.
He won all the rounds? Is that what you're saying? He won all 12 rounds?
Well, maybe he lost one, but he won the majority of rounds.
At what time did you realize that this was just going to be Shakur taking over the whole fight?
After the fourth round.
Made Teofimo look like a novice. I mean, that's how good he is. 120, 109, 108. I mean, just unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Is that what you expected from Shakur? No?
I mean, listen, I expected an incredible performance, but I didn't expect it to be completely one-sided. I mean, he won every round, in my opinion. It was like the golfing levels was phenomenal.
Floyd Mayweather has reacted to the Shakur versus Teofimo mega fight, calling it a super entertaining matchup, and the action lived up to the hype from start to finish. Shakur Stevenson delivered a masterclass performance using slick movement, sharp counters, and flawless defense to dominate Teofimo Lopez.
Easy work. My brother Shakur spanked his ass 12 rounds like I told him he would. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of my brother, man. He did his thing.
Floyd Mayweather has reacted to the Shakur versus Teofimo mega fight, calling it a super entertaining matchup, and the action lived up to the hype from start to finish. Shakur Stevenson delivered a masterclass performance using slick movement, sharp counters, and flawless defense to dominate Teofimo Lopez.
Rounds? Is that what you're saying? He won all 12 rounds?
Well, maybe he lost one, but he won the majority of rounds.
At what time did you realize that this was just going to be Shakur taking over the whole fight?
After the fourth round.
After the fourth round?
Yeah.
Teofimo, it seems like he couldn't just get it going. Like he just tried differently going up and down. The counters were getting him.
Yeah.
What could he done differently tonight?
I don't know. It's difficult to box against a great mover like that. And, he tried. He definitely tried. His dad was emotional. He wanted him to do better, but, this is boxing.
Shakur Stevenson completely dismantled Teofimo Lopez over 12 rounds with a masterful display of boxing skill and tactical brilliance. All three judges scored the bout 119 to 109 in Stevenson's favor, giving Lopez only a single round on the scorecard.
Expected from Shakur? No?
I mean, listen, I expected an incredible performance, but I didn't expect it to be completely one-sided. I mean, he won every round, in my opinion. It like the golfing levels was phenomenal. And I said to Bud, like, going into 12, he could do 40 rounds, Shakur. Like, never out of control, footwork, timing, shot selection. I actually think he could have stopped Teofimo if he'd have stepped on him. Teofimo looked like frustrated, just obviously he was busted up to the face. He's a phenomenal fighter, 4-division world champion.
Daniel Jacobs said he was rooting for Lopez, but after watching Shakur Stevenson completely dominate every round, he admitted Shakur's performance was exceptional and hard not to respect.
Amazing fight. Teofimo is my guy, but I've always been a fan of Shakur. And I think that Shakur put on a clinic tonight. Least amount of risk. Been able to put his skill set into fruition all night. The jab was leading. You can tell the difference in skill set, and that was the difference to me that made the fight. It wasn't about grit, it wasn't about heart, it was about sheer talent. And Shakur displayed that tonight. So
You said Teofimo is your guy. What did you need to change to turn this into more success than he had tonight?
for who?
For Teofimo.
Hey, yo, sometimes you just gotta grab your nuts and you just gotta put balls to the wall, unfortunately. But that's just what it is. Sometimes when you think you can keep up with a boxer that's superior to you, you want to try to go with the motion rather than going with what can potentially get you. Because boxing is, you can be losing every round and then the last round you get a lucky or a really confident shot that can knock somebody out. But they didn't try to me. Love the kid, talented kid. I mean, he kept his, kept his grit tonight, but it just wasn't enough. It was like I won't say a landslide, but it was just a difference in talent tonight.
Jacobs added that Teo could have tried to cut off the ring more aggressively and varied his angles instead of walking straight in, which might have disrupted Stevenson's rhythm.
It looked like for a split moment that Teofimo was doing well when he's in the inside, just catching him in the inside, but when he was fighting from the outside, he was having trouble getting Shakur Stevenson What do you think? He could have stayed a little bit more on the inside throughout the fight. It looked like that was probably a little bit going to get him closer to, being a more competitive fight.
I would only assume that they were prepping for this fight with that understanding, knowing that he is more of the assertive inside fighter. So the fact that he didn't push that notion tonight with aggression and urgency, you can tell that he just was going through the motion.
Well, where does Shakur Stevenson go from here? There's a lot of names right now. There's Devin Haney's, the Ryan Garcia. We got Ryan with Barrios. We just got Conor Ben. There's Rolly Romero. Some around here. Who do you think will beat him? And Gervonta Davis, and he gets everything together. But who do you think would be another great matchup for Shakur Stevenson?
Hey, all of those guys that you just mentioned. A champion doesn't have to fight one person over the next, but as long as he can get them all in, that's what we want. We want him to fight the best. He is the best currently, and so we want him to fight all of the rest of the challenges. And so for me, it's like, I'm just happy to be here supporting the next generation coming up.
It became clear from the very first round that Shakur was in control of this fight. Just as Ryan Garcia tweeted, Shakur is going to win this pretty easily if Teo doesn't change the approach. And after the fight, Garcia said, "Great performance, Shakur." Bruce Carrington praised Shakur Stevenson's performance, saying he made it easy, highlighting how Stevenson's movement and counters neutralized Teofimo Lopez.
Shakur looked phenomenal, dominant performance. What do you think about that?
Man, he made it easy. I was saying, if Teo was to fight more on a back foot and throw punches when Shakur throws, that's the only time you're going to get Shakur. But Teo, he has a habit of getting out of position all the time. He'll double up his right hand, turn square, or turn southpaw. That's not gonna work, bro. You're not gonna take up enough space to touch Shakur. Shakur's reflexes and his countering was just keeping Teo at bay. It was an easy night from round one for him. Shakur got the dub.
Boxing legend and analyst Andre Ward praised Stevenson's skill and ring IQ, underscoring what makes him special as a fighter. Ward highlighted Stevenson's movement, adaptability, and tactical creativity, noting that his ability to adjust mid-fight and control range sets him apart from many contemporaries and helps explain why he was able to outbox Lopez so convincingly. Ward emphasized that even without relying on one specific approach, Stevenson's boxing intelligence and athleticism allow him to paint any picture he wants once the bell rings, a rare trait at the elite level. Ward's reaction echoed the broader expert consensus that Stevenson's performance was not just dominant in result, but masterful in execution.
And he better leave that alone.
What did you think of Shakur's performance
He
tonight?
did what he had to do, man. There's always room for improvement. I think he had a lot of stuff he could have did, but he's so talented and gifted, man. You also got to trust what he's seeing in there. We on the outside, but I think he put on a tremendous performance, and obviously, the level he's at, you always look for things he could do better,
What did you see from the outside that he might?
I'm just saying, I think it was a lot of body work and stuff like that. He could have touched on, but again, he's in there, so he's seeing stuff, he's feeling the punches. We not, so you got to trust what he's seeing.
Teofimo just couldn't get going.
He put on he tried to get going. He just wasn't allowed to. So it's just the distance and range that Shakur has just perfected throughout the years, and then making him pay when he does that discourages him to not want to punch anymore. And I think he was out of answers in the first round. Honestly, I think he didn't really have any answers. When Teo starts doing little certain things with his hands and starts playing the clown game, he out of answers. He's down to just one shot. So Shakur just stayed focused, stayed locked in. And, was at 4 divisions now? 26, 30, 35, 40.
Coach Wally Moses expressed immense pride in Shakur Stevenson's dominant performance over Teofimo Lopez, describing it as a legacy-building victory that solidifies Stevenson's standing in boxing. He emphasized that winning another title at 140 pounds is a significant milestone, showcasing Stevenson's skill, discipline, and dedication to the sport. Moses highlighted the strategic execution in the fight, noting how Stevenson controlled the ring and neutralized Lopez's strengths.
Shakur Stevenson has just put on a masterclass to defeat Teofimo Lopez. Give us your immediate reaction.
Well, I think he had a great performance tonight, and I think, Teo was a formidable opponent. Shakur's been looking for these here fights, these legacy fights, and I think this is just the beginning. So, the guys that come on beyond this here, I think, will help him, embark on his legacy, and, he get his just doing boxing. That's all he want, man, is a fair trade. He came out of amateur boxing, #1 in the world. Now he wants to go into professional boxing and become #1 in the world.
Stevenson emphasized his strategic performance and control throughout the fight, saying he executed his game plan perfectly and showcased the art of boxing by landing clean shots while minimizing the damage he absorbed. He noted that he picked Lopez apart and did what he was supposed to do to secure the unanimous decision and the junior welterweight title.